Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Hopefully, everybody's warm enough. Get a good lunch. Everybody get hydrated. Anybody have a cocktail? Yes. All right. So I'm Gary Allen, the C.O.O. of New Frontier Data, and really quickly, for those that don't know us, New Frontier Data is a data aggregator and disseminator and contextualizer of the cannabis industry. We collect data from all areas of the industry, from federal or state governments, national governments, from the seed-to-sale systems, point-of-sale systems, consumer information, ancillary business and service providers, consumer product providers. We bring all of that data together and we make sure that each region of the world has an understanding of what's going on in that region of the world. Policy, regulation, consumers, a total addressable market or market opportunity. And so really today what we're going to talk about is what is the market opportunity for Latin America. And I'm stalling a little bit because our partners that did our report with us in Latin America aren't in the room yet. So I'm going to try to, I'm going to vamp for a couple of minutes. Pardon me? Yeah, there's Latin America time, right? I haven't figured that out yet, right? So let me ask you a question. How many people here are from Brazil or have opportunity or investment in Brazil? Okay, I was not expecting that. How many people from Colombia? There we go, all right. How many people from Chile? All right, Paraguay? Oh, we had one yesterday from Paraguay. The reason I'm asking is we have, and there's 60 countries currently going either decriminalizing or going completely legal around the world. And we spend a lot of time in New Frontier Data, we spend a lot of time talking about those 60 countries. And we are not going to spend any time talking about the 60 countries today. I'm going to go all the way past this because Sari has already given me my warning that I tend to be a little verbose and talk too much. And so just so you know, you don't have to take pictures of the slides. We're going to provide them in multiple languages. So everybody, we give all of this information. We'll give it all out for free. So you don't worry about that. Listen to my lovely voice. Pay attention to what I'm saying. Don't worry about what's going on the screen, because you know what? I probably won't be talking about that anyway. Anyway, so let's talk about Latin America. All right, Latin America is the forefront of cannabis legislation reform. What that means, and I actually was just talking to one of the gentlemen from CannaTech, there are more markets with legal access in Latin America. Right? But what do those markets need? Right? They need an understanding of what those regulations are. They need free access to trade, right, with other Latin American countries. Many of the countries in the region have not yet started trading with each other, right? And Paraguay being the only one that has gone completely legal, right? And we talked to somebody yesterday at the Inter-Canada Alliance event yesterday from the Ministry of Health that he said that they went completely legal and now they're ready to really talk about what true regulations mean. And so what we're going to talk about today is what is the market opportunity in Latin America, right? There are, wait, really quickly before I do this, I need to introduce a couple of people. So I'm going to be doing the talking. However, if you ask any difficult questions, I'm going to stop talking. And Casey Morrissey, who's sitting right there, who's our Director of Analytics, and Beau Whitney, who's sitting right there, who's our Senior Economist, will help me answer. I'm just a pretty face. So we'll let them answer the difficult questions. But we have 12.9 million users in Latin America, consumers in Latin America. The reason I have started with Brazil is Brazil has the largest population of active consumers of cannabis in Latin America, followed by Chile, Colombia, Mexico, Argentina, and the rest of Latin America. Now, what do 12.9 million consumers, what does that equate to in a total addressable market? What's the possible retail value of that? $9.75 billion. To give you a little bit of context, Beau, it took the U.S. how long to get from legal to $10 billion in market? 4 to 5 years, right? So it took the United States 4 to 5 years to go from 0 to $10 billion. There is currently $9.75 billion of opportunity in Latin America. This is why we're so excited about it. And as my Latin American partners still aren't here. So we're going to keep going. Let's talk about Brazil. Brazil, 4.2 million estimated cannabis consumers in Brazil, and not one of them is sitting at CannaTech. Any of the latecomers who came in from Brazil? You know what they're doing. Smoking cannabis. Right? They know this shit. They don't need to sit here. $2.3 billion estimated market value for cannabis in Brazil. We are, and I'm actually going to say it now, and whether the guys are here or not, this is one of the reasons that New Frontier Data is partnering with the Green Hub out of Brazil, and we'll be opening the New Frontier Data office over the next 6 weeks in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And we'll be putting researchers and all of our apparatus and all of our infrastructure that we've been building over the last few years in the United States, we will now have available to South America and Latin America. So we're very excited about that. They also are the ones that partnered with us on the Latin American report. That report is launched today. The press release went out today. There will be an executive copy available to you, executive summary, available to you on the CannaTech website. And we'll also put up a discount code to buy it. We actually have to make some money once in a while. We give away the PowerPoints for free, but not the reports. So anyway, we'll have a discount code for you as well. Any questions about the Brazilian market? You know why? There's no questions? There's no Brazilians. So, okay. Chile, anybody from Chile? Okay, 1.9 million estimated consumers, right, for 1.5 billion estimated market value. Now, as an analyst, Casey, tell me, what's the kind of consumer to market value ratio? Do you know what that is by any chance? Because this looks like for 1 million people creating $1.5 billion, that seems like a heck of a lot of value for each consumer or patient. Has to do with what? Do you know what that range is by any chance? Sorry, I put you on the spot. From the legal market. No, is this a number from the illegal market or from the legal market? So this is the demand currently in illicit that we can transform into legal. So between $50 an ounce and $200 an ounce. The price should be going down as the legal market comes up, correct? Yeah. Pardon me? Yes. Any other questions about Chile? Pardon me? This is annual, yes. All the numbers that you'll see are annual possibility, annual value. Beau, you have anything to add to that? All right. Colombia, 1.4 million total estimated consumers of cannabis, right, for a value of 672 million. A lot of people are here from Colombia, correct? Raise your hands again. How many investors are here for Colombia? How many operators or growers are here for Colombia? Okay. And how many medical or product companies? Just one. And you, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Great. What's your biggest challenge right now in the Colombian market? Capital? Access to capital? Pardon me? So what, I'm sorry, I heard that you don't, what is it that you don't have?
At this point, research, because in Colombia, we don't have any final product.
Okay.
What we are talking about are some cosmetic, but they import the compounds from other countries. Even they are not producing those compounds in Colombia. We don't have any phytotherapeutic or medical products, and that's what patients need. Even we're talking about export, we have a problem with export too, because everybody talk about that, but at this point,
there's no way to do
doing it. So
it's a brand new industry, right? So as an industry, right. So as an industry matures, right, it's going to need regulation and policy. It's going to need the access to patient research, patient and consumer education. So all of those things. So those are big. By the way, those are really big struggles in every market as it matures. We talk a lot about the United States. Mostly in the United States. But we talk a lot about the United States because we've had now this same experience with 33 markets, right? Because every one of our markets is individual. And so there's a lot to be learned from the things that have gone well and the things that have not, right? The medical states in the US, Pennsylvania, right, being one of the newest that came on for medical, right? And then one of the first things they did was allow medical research. Any other questions about Colombia? Mexico. So Mexico, 1.4 million estimated consumers, 1.9 billion in annual addressable markets. Sorry, let me just grab my notes here. Anybody here from Mexico? All right. So in Mexico, I understand they're going to try to legalize everything. No. And what's a big challenge in the Mexican market right now? Regulations. Yeah. Yes. So yesterday at the Inter-Canada Alliance event, they had some representatives from the Mexican government there, and so they're starting to engage in the market, and they're starting to talk to the leaders in the market and find out how to do these. And every one of the countries we're talking about is doing the same. Mexico's Supreme Court ruled that the law prohibiting cannabis use is unconstitutional. Mexico has one of the lowest consumption rates in the region, and I heard Beau talk about this yesterday. The question being, is that, what do you call it? What's the reason for that?
Well, a lot of times when somebody calls you up from the government and says, do you smoke weed? People tend to say no. And so the survey results are lower because of that. But as things get more legalized, more mainstream, then people are more willing to say yes. And so when things go legal, the participation rates on these surveys go way up.
One of the other notes that I have here from Casey, actually, our trusted director of analytics, is that the lower rates of social acceptance and cartel resistance could pose obstacles, right? And so this region of the world, there are going to be those types of Colombia, same, right? Colombia very much so. Mexico, there are going to be some of those. And if the Latin America will eventually become a net exporter, right? Those social pressures and those nuances and political issues are going to play a part in that. One of the biggest I asked the team today before I came on, what's the big so what about Latin America? And it boils down to the fact that with the climate, with better agricultural rules to begin with, and cleaner agricultural rules to begin with, as well as a low cost of production and the high volume, the capability of a high volume, the export from this part of the world is a huge opportunity for the rest of the globe. So that's I want to make sure that we brought that out. Paraguay, am I saying that right? Uruguay. Yeah, okay. Say it like a white guy. Say it like a white guy. Sir.
Sorry, I have a question perhaps for both previous countries.
Okay.
What do you think the impact is going to be on drug trafficking with everything that's
Beau, you want to?
So there's this toggle between the cartels and the people that want to do this for economic development. And so you have to give the workers and the operators, you want to give the
new operators the incentive to transition from the cartels into the real economy. And so countries like Colombia, like Mexico, at the policy level, what they're doing is they're trying to incentivize them and say, hey, so we'll give you education, we'll give you economic development, we'll give you wages, and then you convert them to legal, and then that mutes them. Now, the
Hey,
rate
Beau.
of, oh, sorry. There's less interdiction now in the US at the border of Mexico because the product is available in the United States. And so if it's available in other markets, then there'll be less cartel influence. They've just shifted over to cocaine and heroin and the rest.
Okay, really quickly, I've got to wrap this up. There is a lot of information in our new Latin America report. We will be around, Casey, Caroline standing there, Jonas back there, Beau and myself. We'll be around CannaTech for the next 2 days. If you see our partners, Marcel and Marcelo from Green Hub, smack them in the back of the head for not showing up, but ask them about it. But we'll be here to answer all the questions, and you can get it from our Latin America report. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Gary.